Well, look at me. Here I am. All right. So nobody's here yet, I'm sure. Trying to figure out. I can move these. All right. So, Jamingo's on Sunday night. What's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. We got some comments. Oh, no. I got to have the comments here. Already the best live show today. No, I don't know about that. Oh, look. Dean's here also. What was it? Oh, so I have this new Stream Deck thing. And then also how do I put this? StreamYard has made some changes. And then I also wanted to check out some different things that I've done. I have the Stream Deck that I want to use. And now I can change scenes. And another thing that was really cool that they never let you do before was if you brought videos in, you could never move them around. Like you had to, wherever they came in is where they came in and you had to find them. So you couldn't keep them in an order that you wanted to use them. So I have that I'd like to go through some of these videos. And I also have, I was on the Twitters and there's some videos over there. So I figured what I would do is I would share my screen there, do some videos here, talk to you fine people if you want to chat it up. I said to Duchess, hey, if you want to come in here and test this out. See, I haven't done this in a while. Let's see what's going on here. If I go here, all right, so that does work. All right, so now why did it do it this? Anyhow, this is what I wanted, this kind of screen right here. Instead of a bigger, I want a smaller square screen that we can use. And one of the things that StreamYard doesn't do is it has a default screen. So whenever I change from one screen to another, it goes to that default screen, and then I got to hit the other one to kind of get us in the same spot. I don't like it. Doesn't matter whether you use Riverside or what's the other, Restream or EV Mux or Riverside, they all do something kind of cool. And I should have made a mistake. I have the show set up for tomorrow, live show. And I was afraid if I went into the Boomer Bunker studio, then I would screw that up. And so I came in here. It's all dusty. The Jamingo studio is all dusty. So I came into this StreamYard section, which is the Jamingo, what was it? The Daily Jamingo Talks, Jamingo Moans and Bitches and Cries. This one. And I figured that I would come in here and then play around with some things because I like the idea of the hotkeys. So if I'm here, I can do different things. Now, so I have the solo layout, but then I can, let me see if which one this does. Boop, that's what I want. All right, so I can go from here. That's the one. So this is solo. If Kate was here, then she would be over here on the other side. And then I can share my screen, which goes here, and then I can play a video. So let's play a video. Hey, Bob, since you're here, remember that the transsexual woman that we said looks like you? Well, he's back. Here he is.
Hey, fellow TikTokers. Okay, so look, there seems to be lots of debate today over bathrooms. Okay, so let me clear this up because, like, I don't understand what this big fucking argument is. So here it is, okay? Lexi uses the ladies' room.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because you're a dude dressed as a woman.
Imagine that. Do I look like a boy?
Absolutely. Yes, you do. You don't look like a woman. That's for goddamn sure.
No. Am I dressed like a boy?
No, you have women's clothes on. We used to call that a transvestite or a tranny.
No.
Yes, you do.
And I don't present as one either.
Ooh, you certainly do not present as a woman. Trust me. There's nobody that takes a look at you and says, oh my God, look at that woman. Everyone looks at you and they go, oh, that's a dude dressed as a woman. And they don't want you in the women's bathroom. Okay? I'm sorry that you picked this. No one else did. You did this. You decided to go and change into a woman for whatever, but now you got a problem because you got to go in the men's room. You're not allowed in the women's room because you look goddamn ridiculous. You look ridiculous. You don't look like a woman. Whoops.
So why would I put my safety at risk to use the boys' room where men are mean, hateful, and apparently I offend them somehow? So let me walk into a men's room so that I can get killed, beat, haggled, made fun of, ridiculed, or killed. Does that seem fair to anybody?
Look, it's not, I don't know if it's fair or not. Here's what's not fair. That because you have a mental fucking disorder, that you think that you get to go in the ladies' room and upset them and make them feel scared. You know how you feel going into the men's room? That's how they feel when your Herculean masculine ass comes walking in to the ladies' room. Can't understand that?
I mean, why do we have such this giant debate over bathrooms? Why is this such a giant deal?
Because we want to protect women from mentally deranged people like you. This is a mental disorder. We need to stop fucking around with this and call it what it is. Let's call balls and strikes, ladies and gentlemen, for a fucking change. My God. All right. So, oh, I got chat. Hold on. Let me see what we got on here. Touches is like his safety. Oh, okay. Google's here. What are we doing here, chat? It's my day of rest. Well, day rest. What can I tell you? Let's call balls for balls. That's right. Let's call testicles and strikes. That's what Budweiser says. I agree with Budweiser. So this was, remember, this was Bob. Bob was in there blinking when I said this would be Bob, but Bob transitioned. Although Bob would have to get a wig. Yeah, I mean, all this gay nonsense. And this is what's going to, trust me when I tell you that once, if the next president is a Democrat, we're going to be gayed up the ass here. It's going to be everywhere. They're going to be jamming this shit down our throat. Duchess, look, Dean, Duchess says she's not camera ready. She could throw a hat on, come in here, but she's not camera ready. And that's okay. That's the way she is. Dean says, whoops, nope, wrong one. That's not Bob. That's Bibi. Oh, Google Head will speak for Duchess. All right. So anyhow, this is seen to be an issue again. They're screaming and crying because common sense seems to come back into some states. I don't know where this gentleman lives. I guess where he lives, it's a kind of a, let me see. Okay, here we go. There we go. I like that better. All right. So if I bring him on the stage,
when you walk into a ladies' room,
yeah, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So if I do this, then I can go there. Okay. Just checking on how I hit to push my buttons here. I need to know how to push my buttons. Bob Duggar says, if the Devs get elected as president again, I'm moving back to Florida. Okay. Boomer Bob says he lives in Transylvania. He lives in Transylvania, I guess. But, yeah. And not everybody wants to put up with this shit. It's with the gays, and here's a black woman here, and she's upset because she can't find programming for her kids.
I ain't got nothing against gay people, but it's so sad that I can't find not one show damn near. Well, it's probably a couple, but I could barely find any shows for my kids to watch because it's gay shit all up in here. I don't want my son looking at a man on a TV screen and he has on makeup. And I promise, it's not nothing against y'all, but I just don't like it. Even my daughters, I don't want them seeing that shit either. That's confusing. Kids should just be kids. Let them grow up and figure out what they want to do. Why put that shit in their face like that? I feel like that's just really weird.
You think maybe that is indoctrination? Do you think maybe that is grooming? I do. I think that they're showing these kids this and they don't know any better. So what do? They're like, maybe I am a girl as a kid. I thought my screen had dirt on it. Is that her tattoo on her face? I think that might be a tattoo on her face. I never thought now her tattoo on her faces? Come on now.
I don't know. That's just weird to me.
Yeah, it's weird to everybody. All right, let's see what happens. Boop, boop. Okay, I know how to do that. Yeah. These blue states, I live in one. Can't even get a plastic bag to take the shit. Like if you go to Wawa and get like 5 or 6 things, you got to carry them out. You're trying to jug them, or you got to walk in with your Walmart bag like some jerk off and go in there with your reusable bag. And then it's the dumbest thing. You can't use a little plastic bag, even though everything in there that you buy is encased in plastic. All right. But we can't put it in a plastic bag. But if you go into the grocery store and you want to buy peppers, you can pull a plastic bag down and put your peppers in there, and then you tie that up. And then if you want broccoli, you put that in a little plastic bag. You want some apples, you put like 8 plastic bags for your produce, and you can put that in there. Oh, you get lunch meat cut. What do they put it in? Plastic bag. Before there's plastic bags, they used to put it in like wrapping, like brown wrapping paper. They'd wrap it up, put a little piece of tape on it, and off you'd go. No. Can't do that. That's how dumb this state is. That asshole Phil Murphy. And now the helicopter pilot comes in, and she's even dumber than he is. So next video I have is a guy. He's had it. He's up in Cape Cod, and he chamingoed out. Let's see. Here's the button. I'm going to have to get used to this.
Of paying for such bullshit. And I'm sick to death of being lectured about compassion, about patience and understanding. I have lived here all my life, and I have been required for all 40 years of that life to obey the law and follow the rules. There will be no social security check for me when I can't work anymore. I have never once received any of the benefits that have been spoken of here. Nobody is beating down my door to help me fix up my house so that it doesn't collapse on me or lower the cost of the electricity that I have to pay.
And I work and they don't, and I'm a U.S. citizen and they're not.
I don't get health insurance. I can't afford it. But I am punished by this state for not being able to afford it, so that people who are in this country illegally can benefit from it and go see the doctor whenever they want.
That doesn't sound stupid to anybody. Does that sound right? I mean, does that sound fair? The Democrats are bringing these illegals in and giving them all this stuff so they won't leave, so they can vote. It's so funny that in California they're having this primary. And there's no voter ID. And I say everybody, all Republicans from all over, go in that day and all vote for Spencer Pratt. And if they ask for ID, say, I don't know, you can't ask me for ID. You go in there, and let me tell you something. You start going in there and using their bullshit against them, their rules against them. You go in there, all these Republicans go in there and vote that aren't supposed to vote there. And the next thing you know, Spencer Pratt's the new mayor of Los Angeles. They'll change those fucking rules. Toot sweet, ladies and gentlemen. You bet your ass they'll do that.
From it and go see the doctor whenever they want. And that is a fact. And I am sick of it. I am not an ununderstanding individual. I am not an uncompassionate individual. But my generosity has been abused, and I am sick of it. I am sick of being treated as an indentured servant to foreign nationals in my country and in my community. And I don't give a damn whose feelings that hurts.
Have at it. All right. Here we go. Whoop. Back over here again. Yeah. Bob says, so vote the Dems out. And that insanity. There's too many of them. That's the problem. Because for the past 30 years, we weren't paying attention to schools, and all these teachers were coming in and they were teaching them this, the nonsense that they're teaching them now. Lorenzo says, and he's throwing words into a vacuum. No one's going to listen to him. No, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care what you say. They just, yeah, whatever. Lorenzo says, dude, it won't be long until they're arresting guys like him for speaking out. Yeah, because you know what he just did? That's hate speech. Hate speech against the illegal aliens that are coming into this country. God forbid. God forbid. Hate speech. Let's see what else we got. I got to be honest with you. I like being able to put the videos at the bottom and then just click them here. What if I just click this? What happens? Let me just try. I'm going to try this other one. Oh yeah, that's right. Europe's heavily censored right now. You can't. They just arrested somebody for. The hell did they arrest him for? I think he spoke out in they were having a. I guess it was like a demonstration protest. They're having a protest. He was protesting against the other side. They arrested him for hate speech. I was like, well, what are we doing here? I'm going to try something. Tom Massey, he was on Face the Nation, Meet the Press, one of those Sunday shows. And he was talking to the wide-eyed, crazy woman. I forget her name. But anyhow, I'm going to just click this to see what happens.
I expect you to name more names in the coming weeks and months.
Yes. Todd Blanche is violating the law. There's still millions of files they haven't released. We know from talking to the victims' lawyers that their own 302 forms haven't been released. We know that files have been over-redacted. I have released at least 3 names of billionaires who are implicated in this. I don't think it's possible to get to convictions with Todd Blanche at the top and with the FBI director, Kash Patel, at the top, because they've effectively both perjured themselves by saying that there's nobody else in the files.
Well, then, Tom, march your ass down to the House floor and start naming names. And I'm sure the media will pick up these names. And, you might not be able to arrest them, but once those names are named, I'm sure that the people will shame them. Right? Why don't you do that, tough guy? You should have been doing this all along. Maybe you would have got reelected. I don't know. But you're on your way out. I say, you know what? You're on your way out. Rough up the place. Start throwing some chairs around. Get down on that floor. Start naming names. Let's see how tough you are. Let's see what kind of American you are. I say he won't say shit. Him and Hall and go on these shows and say that this person's not doing that job. And I know the names and I already said 3 names. What were the 3 names? I didn't hear it. Okay, and if you said 3 names, why isn't the press picked up on that? What are these 3 names that you said, Tom? I know you can't say it on the outside there because the 3 people that you named will sue the shit out of you. They won't sue the shit out of you if you do this on the House floor, because on the House floor, you can say that and no one can sue you. So be the man. Be the man.
Even Melania doesn't believe that. The First Lady knows that Jeffrey Epstein didn't act alone. And here's the great thing, Kristen. Whether I'm in Congress or not, the Epstein Files Transparency Act is a law, and it goes on for years. So if we can't get this Attorney General and this FBI Director to do the right thing, the next ones who take those seats are obligated by law to release the files that these individuals are not releasing now.
Okay. All right, Tom. All right, I like this. I like this. It's a lot easier. I'll get better with the keys, moving the buttons around. He says he's going to read names before he leaves. Sure he will. I'll bet you he doesn't. Want to bet? I bet you he doesn't. I'll bet you a day old whopper that there's no way that he says anything. He'll sit there, he'll keep his mouth shut, and he won't say a word. Guarantee it. Bob says, fuck the files. Make life more affordable. It's funny. Everybody's like, oh, Trump had to go back to Washington. It's a big deal. They recalled the vice president. And so Trump's like, all right, We got ready to deal. The war's over. We got a deal. Good. And he's like, hey, shut up. You don't have a deal. Nothing signed. First thing they did this morning was they went, no. We did not say that. The street is still closed. We're not letting anybody through. We didn't say anything about the uranium, but we didn't say. And Trump looks like an asshole. He's like, what? What do you mean? I thought we had a deal. Every time he comes in, he goes, all right, they're ready to make a deal. They're going to say this. They're going to do that. They're just about, they got no army. They got no navy. The navy's at the bottom of the ocean or whatever that is over there. The strait of Hormuz. and he's like, the next day they're like, no, we did not say that. We are still fighting the white devil. Bob says the Iranian Navy is the bottom of the ocean, and with the hope of the average American. I know. Was it the other 2 days ago? I'm out and my son says, "Can we stop and get something to eat?" So he wants to go to McDonald's. So we stop into McDonald's. I get 2 double cheeseburgers, and I looked at the screen. They're like $2 something a piece. I was like, no, they're $4 a piece, $4.19 a piece for a freaking double cheeseburger. Before, I remember they were $1.99. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the price of those things have doubled. So with, $15, $20 an hour minimum wage and the cost of beef and the cost of fuel, it's ridiculous. You can't even go out and get a cheeseburger. Was it, the other day I got a pizza and something, it was $40 for pizza. I was like, this is crazy. The new Fed guy takes over now, right? Think he'll do anything? Yeah. He said, I think they said they were going to raise the rates again. They were, because inflation's going up, they're going to raise interest rates because inflation's going up. Iran has really got Trump by the balls with this strait of Hormel chili. I don't know what to tell you. He's not going to, they're not going to let this go. They know they got him, and they know if they string him along, he's got to make a deal before the 4th of July. So they got to wait, another 4 weeks? Unless, Trump says, that's it. I've had enough. Send him in. We're going to destroy everything in there. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants to make a diplomatic, bring this to an end diplomatically, and they're just not going to do it. They're just like, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then Trump gets out and says, all right, they came to the table. They said they're going to give us the uranium. They're going to open up the strait. There's not going to be any tolls. Everything's done, ready to go. We're going to release some of their money. And then the next day they go, no, that's all bullshit. What the fuck? So, all right, there's one other thing I want to try since we're here. I want to share my screen. Let's see if this works. Boop. Okay. Window here. This ought to bring this up. There it is. I bring this over here. Whoop. What was that about? Let's see if this is.
Hi. This is my first TikTok, so I'm kind of nervous to post this, but I'm just wondering if there's anyone else out there like me who is married to a MAGA. I have been thinking about leaving since the election, and
you should not put this poor good man through anything. He didn't realize he married a retard. He had no idea he married a mentally deranged woman. Do him a favor and leave him. Because if this is your issue, hang on a second. Let's see if this works out. I'll check something out. Boop. Nope, that doesn't do it. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm stuck in this frame. I wanted to be bigger on the other side. I thought I set that up. It's not working. Duchess says that couple's already had issues. I'm sure they have. Oh, he likes Trump. I want to leave him. Please do him a favor. Do him a favor, because I'm sure if this is your thing, why you want to leave him, I'm sure you're a real Fruit Loop.
We ended up going to counseling, which honestly really doesn't help because I'm not going to change my views and he's not going to change his views.
Let's take that and basically understand what the therapist said. The therapist said, what are you, insane? You want to leave your husband because of his political views? Don't you think that maybe that's how is that something to leave your husband over? How about you just agree to disagree? Oh, I can't do that. Oh, God forbid.
I don't really see any other way out of this except for divorce. I don't know what to do. It's painful. I still love him. And I honestly did think that once this crazy person took office and all of these things started happening to our country, which they are now, my husband would see it and he would say, damn, maybe not even admit he's wrong, but just, damn, no, I'm not on this side. But
what about your side? God, I can't, like I said, there's really a mental illness going on. And I blame the media. Because I'm sure she watches The View and MS Now and CNN, and she's reading all these liberal rags, and they've got her all worked up into a tizzy. Duchess says, oh, now all the things are happening. Okay, Fruit Loop. The therapist supported her views because it means she'll keep coming back. More money for the therapist. Well, maybe. Duchess says, oh, yeah, she's a fucking wacko. I agree with this. Her husband doesn't approve of her black boyfriend. I don't know if she's a black boyfriend. That's not right. All right, let's find out what else she's got to say.
he appears to be doubling down and making excuses for what is going on. And
so he's telling the truth? Jesus.
Don't know. I live in reality. And
oh, no, I don't know where you live, but reality, you're not even close to reality. I don't know. You're out somewhere. You're gone.
I can't split my world and live in reality and also live in this fantasy that everything is fine. Is anyone with me?
No. Let me ask you this, you crazy bitch. What has changed? What in your life has changed? Your husband's still working. You're doing what you're doing. Everything is the same. Shut the fucking TV off. Make him a sandwich. Do his wash. Go to work. Do whatever you do. Raise the kids. And just stop watching TV. I don't understand the fact that this is such a problem. And again, this is going on. These poor guys, man. These poor guys that married these women, and now they're just sitting there and they're like, oh, my life's going to get blown up. I'm going to get rid of my house. I'm going to pay this crazy bitch child support. She's going to go out and make some kind of minimum wage job. And the next thing you know, she'll be out dating some of these other losers out there. She's going to try to find a liberal boyfriend, which is basically being a lesbian. Good Lord. All right, let's try. Let me see if I can find another one. Oop. Solo layout. There we go. Let's see. I think I have another one in here. All right, here's one. I love these. Hold on. All right, bring it back up again. Is this it? Yep. All right, here we go.
You don't like about white people?
1, they breathe. 2,
she's white. What don't you like about white people? They breathe. You're breathing. Maybe she identifies as a black person. Tell me this isn't mental illness.
You don't like about white people?
1, they breathe. 2, they speak. 3, they have thoughts. And all of it just needs to stop. We need women in power. We need people who are not white in power. We're done with the white men. We're done.
What does skin color have to do with it in your view? Why do you need less white people in power?
Inclusive. Inclusion. People who help.
Isn't the majority of the world not white? Why do the minority of countries that are white have to be not white?
They just keep on making rules about things that don't pertain to them.
What non-white country are you kind of looking at saying, hey, you know, they're doing it right because they don't have white people? Which one is it in your view?
I don't. That's the dumbest question. Ignore.
That's the dumbest question because I don't have an answer for it. Give her a one-way ticket, pack her bags, and ship her the fuck out of this country. And I swear, within a month, she'll be begging to come the fuck back here. That's the problem. That's the problem. They need to ship they need to get a boatload of these white broads, all these people, round them up, put them on a boat, and send them somewhere to another country and let them live there and try to live there by their rules and see what happens. Go to England. You commie cunt.
Saying, hey, you know, they're doing it right because they don't have white people. Which one is it in your view?
I don't. That's the dumbest question. Ignore.
well, no. If they're the problem, there's people that are the solution. Who's the solution? Who's doing it right?
Women.
Women are.
Look
Women.
at Mexico. You can look at.
Yeah, Mexico. There we go. Mexico. Mexico. That's the problem. It's Mexico. That's the drug lord. The cartels are running everything over there. The police can't do anything. Yeah, it's Mexico because they got a woman president. She has the same body parts as I do. She has a vagina. These two, their votes count as much as mine. What's wrong with that?
You know, anything.
Mexico's like a narco state, basically.
Huh?
Isn't Mexico like a narco state, though?
They got one bad area. My God.
One bad area. Jesus Christ. One bad area. Yeah, it's one bad area. You know, the whole drug thing, you know, the whole murder thing.
They got
I think the whole thing is bad.
No, it's a beautiful country, but it's a one bad area in Mexico?
Yes.
You don't like about white?
They took oh my God. They took they went and arrested some cartel and killed one of the cartel members, and they all came out and basically took over towns, and Americans were like, fuck, we're not going to Cancun or anywhere over in that area. Fuck that. We're not going there. It's crazy. All of Mexico is a bad area. Absolutely. If it was so great, why are they crossing the fucking border to get here if it's so fucking great? You know something? Nobody's stopping those two nitwits from going to Mexico. Go to Mexico. Pack your shit. Live your life. Live your truth. Go to fucking Mexico. But you won't. You'll just sit here and whine and bitch. Good Lord. No wonder women love wine. That's all they do. Oh, okay. More women mental illness. Here we go. Here she's on a subway. Needs to get out. Just on her hands and feet. Oh, God. Barking like a dog. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing. Cracks me up. It's amazing. So, okay, let's talk about some liberal cities because, you know, the liberals, they are, these amazing cities run by Democrats. Why shouldn't we let them run the country? They're doing so well running cities. Here's Chicago.
Those 4 young people who were shot, they were last listed in good condition here at Mount Sinai. They are expected to recover from their injuries. Officers say around 3 in the morning, that's when they were in the area near 25th and Washington, and that's when they did hear gunshots. Officers say they did find those 4 victims. Among those who were shot include an 18-year-old, 2 16-year-old girls, and a 14-year-old boy. They were all taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where they are currently being treated. It's still unclear what exactly led up to the shooting, and at the scene there was lots of debris and also trash scattered on the ground. Officers could also be seen escorting 2 people in handcuffs. It's unclear if they are facing any charges. Now,
they also said right here, outrage erupting in nearly 24 people shot this Memorial Day weekend in Brandon, Johnson, Chicago, including children. 5 police officers were also struck by a driver during a teen takeover and were hospitalized. Yeah, doing well. Doing very well over there. All right. I think that I know what I'm doing now. I think I have everything the way I want it. It works. So I'll be ready for tomorrow night. Budvugger says, only 24? Slow weekend. Bob says the woman that was trying to get off of the subway train on her hands, and says, does she shit on the floor? Man, maybe she does. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. All righty. Yeah, I feel that we're ready to go tomorrow night. Tomorrow will be fun. We've got some good stories going. We got some good stuff to go through. And then who knows what's going to happen between tonight and tomorrow. Usually I'm like, okay, we got everything we need. We don't need any stories. And then something will happen. We're like, okay, everything off the desk. Let's start over. Let's change the whole lineup. Let's, change everything around. That's what we're going to have to do. So tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern time over at YouTube, The Boomer Bunker on YouTube and Twitch, and then also on Rumble. Go over and check us out over there. And then I think we only got a couple more weeks on Twitch, and then we're going to go from Twitch to Twitter. I think we're going to go from Twitch to Twitter. So that should be fun. Wear my red, white, and blue. Well, I got blue on right now, and the names will be red. And I'm white. There we go. Red, white, and blue. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out here with me and allowing me to do a little live streaming and playing around with StreamYard and all my little toys and buttons. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, I guess did the Indy 500 go off yet? I wonder if anybody won that yet. I don't know. And the Coca-Cola 600. Oh, I'm sure it's going to be all about Kyle Busch. Pneumonia. He died of pneumonia. Pneumonia turned into sepsis, and then he died of that. Totally 100% preventable. Men won't go to the fucking doctor. Can't get, he's got pneumonia, won't get treated. I'll be fine. I'll work through it. I'm a dude, and now he's dead. And he's got this, 11-year-old and a 4-year-old and a wife he left behind. It's just a tragedy. It's a shame. So, all right, everybody. I will talk to you tomorrow. Oh, and I also have an outro here, so you can go. It's just some music. But thank you for hanging out.